Let's watch this short intro clip from our Tabs movie and think about how you may be able to use behaviors to better tell this story. In this movie, we're going to explore working with tabs in the Safari web browser. We'll cover why you may want to use tabs, how to create tabs, and how to open links in new tabs. Tabs allow us to have multiple web pages. We have a good start. The underlying movie has a semi-transparent call-out to help increase the readability of our text. Then each line of our text comes in on its own track, allowing us to precisely time out the text with the audio track. Let's start with this semi-transparent track by adding a fade behavior to it. Scrub your playhead over the beginning region to see what it looks like. It feels a little slow to me, so let's increase the speed of the fade-in behavior to about 90%. And then scrub back over it to see how it looks. That's better, but it could be a little faster. Let's try 93%. That's looking about right. The transparency appears to be at its full value right as the title text appears. Now let's work on the title and see if we can create a look that will give the impression of tabs being created in a browser. I'll try the pop-up behavior by dragging that onto my clip. Again, scrub your mouse over the region to get a quick sense of what the behavior will look like. I like the way that the letters are appearing to pop up one by one, but tabs appear at the top of our browser. So on the Behaviors In tab, let's try changing the direction from bottom to top, and then scrub back over that to see how it looks. That looks pretty good, but it doesn't give the sense of the random access to information available when a user has multiple tabs open. Let's try changing the type direction to random. There, that's the look that I think we're going for. Let's scrub down to see what the next section looks like. The title is still jumping around, and while that's interesting, it's no longer what we want our viewers to focus on. So let's go to the During and Out tabs and set the styles to none for both of those. Our bullet points are appearing right on cue with the audio track, and I think that little bit of movement of the text appearing is enough to focus our viewers' attention without any extra embellishment. But let's work on the Out. All of the text appears to disappear all at one time, and then the shape fades back to our main story as the next line of text begins. It would be nice to fade off all of the text together and then fade the background gradually. We could, of course, use a fade transition like we saw in the last chapter, but let's try to create this look with a behavior. Now you may be tempted to select all of your text layers and then drag a fade behavior onto all of them. But if you did, when you scrub your mouse slowly over the ends of these clips, you may notice that each line of text is fading off at a slightly different rate. That's because the timing for the in, out, and during of a behavior is created relative to the length of the clip. So one way to make Camtasia apply a behavior equally across multiple clips is to make all of the clips the same length. I'm going to undo the adding of the fade behavior. Then with all of your text clips selected, move your playhead back until right after the end of the last phrase, but before the transition into the next one. For me, it's around 11 seconds and 9 frames. Then split the video at the playhead using the split tool or press Command T. Now you have new text clips that are all exactly the same length, and the background still extends a little bit further. Since the background already has a fade behavior added to it, if you want to adjust the timing on this clip, just change the speed of the outgoing clip just like we did at the beginning. Let's select all of our outgoing text clips and then add a fade behavior to them all at one time. Now for each of these text tracks, reveal the effects bar and select the fade transition and set the in style to none. Then scrub over to see what it looks like. We have one more thing to fix, and that's the title layer. let's delete the pop-up behavior from this clip so that we're sure that it won't play. Now let's play this whole project back to see what it looks like. In this movie, we're going to explore working with tabs in the Safari web browser. We'll cover why you may want to use tabs, how to create tabs, and how to open links in new tabs. Tabs allow us to have multiple web pages open at the same time.